Dan Brown's story begins in Exeter, New Hampshire. He was born on June 22, 1964. His childhood was quite unique. His father was a math teacher who wrote textbooks. His mother was a professional sacred musician. So young Dan grew up with two strong ideas. Science and religion were part of his daily life. This blend of logic and faith would later shape his famous novels. He learned early that secrets and codes could be found everywhere. This sparked a lifelong fascination. His home was filled with books and music, puzzles and games were common. His father loved creating treasure hunts for Dan and his siblings. These were not simple games. They involved codes and clues around their house and town. This playful learning taught Dan to think critically. It showed him the joy of discovery. Imagine growing up in a place where learning was an adventure. This environment nurtured his curious mind. It prepared him for a future of crafting intricate plots. The Phillips Exeter Academy was central to his youth. His father taught there. Dan later attended the school as a student. This famous academy had high standards. It pushed students to excel. The atmosphere was intellectually stimulating. He was surrounded by bright minds and challenging ideas. This experience further sharpened his intellect. It also exposed him to diverse subjects. History, art, and languages became fascinating to him. These would become key ingredients in his best-selling thrillers. This upbringing was not ordinary. It was a special mix of influences. The logic of mathematics met the mystery of faith. The rigor of academia met the fun of treasure hunts. These elements combined to create a unique thinker. Dan Brown was not just learning facts, he was learning how to connect them. He saw patterns where others saw none. This ability to weave together different threads of knowledge became his trademark. His early years were the perfect training ground for a master storyteller. After college, Dan Brown did not immediately become a writer. He explored different paths first. He tried a career in music. He moved to Hollywood to become a singer-songwriter and pianist. He even released a children's cassette called Synthanimals. This period showed his creative spirit. He was searching for an outlet for his talents. Music taught him about rhythm and pacing. These are important skills for storytelling too. His time in Hollywood also gave him a glimpse into the world of entertainment. Later, Brown returned to New Hampshire. He became an English teacher at Phillips Exeter Academy. He had once been a student there. Now he was guiding young minds. He also taught Spanish. Teaching helped him to explain complex ideas simply. This is a skill that readers of his novels appreciate. He enjoyed teaching. He loved sharing his passion for language and stories, but a new dream was starting to form in his mind. He wanted to write his own stories. The idea to write thrillers came to him in an interesting way. While on vacation in Tahiti in 1993, he found a copy of Sidney Sheldon's novel, The Doomsday Conspiracy. He read it and was inspired. He thought he could write a story like that. This was a turning point. He realized that his love for secrets and codes could be channeled into fiction. He began to think about plots filled with suspense and mystery. The teacher was ready to become a storyteller. The transition was not instant. Writing a novel takes time and dedication. Brown started to write while he was still teaching. He would wake up very early in the morning. He wrote for hours before his teaching day began. This showed his determination. He was passionate about his new goal. He used his knowledge from his upbringing. He used his teaching skills. He combined them with his creative energy. The journey from the classroom to the bestseller list was beginning. It was powered by hard work and a clear vision. Before Dan Brown became famous for thrillers, he wrote humor books. This might surprise some of his fans. His early works were very different from the Robert Langdon series. In 1995, he and his wife Blythe Newland co-wrote a book. It was titled 187 Men to Avoid, a Survival Guide for the Romantically Frustrated Woman. They published it under the pen name Danielle Brown. This book showcased his witty side. It showed he could write in different styles. This venture into humor continued with another book. The Bald Book was published in 1998. This time his wife Blythe wrote it. but Dan Brown was credited as the illustrator for some editions. These early books were light-hearted. They were a far cry from the dark conspiracies and ancient secrets of his later novels. They show a writer exploring his voice. He was experimenting with different genres. This period was important for his development as an author. It taught him about the publishing world. These humorous books did not become huge bestsellers, however, they were a crucial step in his journey. They gave him experience in writing and publishing. He learned how to structure a book. He learned how to work with editors. He also learned about marketing. Every writer starts somewhere. These early books were Dan Brown's starting point. They show that success often comes after trying different things. He was not afraid to explore his creative interests. This phase of his career is often overlooked, but it highlights his versatility. It also shows his willingness to take risks. Writing humor is challenging. It requires a good understanding of people and situations. These skills would prove useful later. Even in his thrillers there are moments of wit. His characters sometimes make clever remarks. So, the seeds of his entire writing style can be found in these early, humorous efforts. They were part of the path that led him to global fame. Dan Brown's first steps into the thriller genre were exciting. His debut thriller was Digital Fortress, published in 1998. This novel explored the world of cryptography and government surveillance. It was a story about the National Security Agency, the NSA. The book dealt with code breaking and digital espionage. These themes were ahead of their time. They showed Brown's interest in technology and secrets. Digital Fortress introduced readers to his fast-paced style. It was filled with twists and turns. This first thriller was a learning experience. It didn't become an instant bestseller like his later works, but it gained a dedicated following. It showed his potential as a thriller writer. Brown did extensive research for the book. He explored the real world of intelligence agencies. He wanted to make the story feel authentic. This commitment to detail became a hallmark of his writing. Digital Fortress laid the groundwork for what was to come. It was a sign of his ambition to write intelligent, gripping stories. His next thriller was Angels and Demons, published in 2000. This was a very important book. It introduced the world to Robert Langdon. Langdon is a Harvard symbologist. He became Brown's most famous character. Angels and Demons was a thrilling chase through Rome. It involved a secret society called the Illuminati. It blended science, religion, and art. The story was packed with symbols, history, and puzzles. This novel truly showcased Brown's unique formula. Angels and Demons was well received by thriller fans. It sold better than Digital Fortress. It started to build his reputation. The character of Robert Langdon was compelling. He was intelligent and resourceful. Readers enjoyed following his efforts to solve complex mysteries. The book also took readers to real locations in Rome. This made the story even more immersive. Angels and Demons was the true precursor to his global breakthrough. It was the moment Dan Brown found his perfect hero and his winning style. Section 5. The Da Vinci Code Phenomenon, Global Sensation and Controversy. Then came the Da Vinci Code in 2003. This novel changed everything for Dan Brown. It became a massive global bestseller. It sold millions of copies around the world. It was translated into many languages. The book was a cultural phenomenon. People everywhere were talking about it. It was the book everyone had to read. Robert Langdon returned. This time he was in Paris and London. He was on a quest to uncover a secret hidden in Leonardo da Vinci's art. The Da Vinci Code was more than just a thriller. It sparked intense debate and discussion. The novel explored controversial ideas about art, history, and religion. It questioned some traditional beliefs. This led to strong reactions. Some people loved the book for its thought-provoking themes. They enjoyed the way it blended fact and fiction. Others criticized it for its historical and religious claims. Many religious groups voiced their concerns. The controversy only seemed to make the book more popular. The success of the Da Vinci Code was unprecedented. It topped bestseller lists for years. It created a new interest in art history and religious studies. People visited the museums and churches mentioned in the book. They wanted to see the locations for themselves. This Da Vinci Code tourism became a real thing. The book's influence extended beyond literature. It inspired documentaries, articles, and discussions. It showed the power of a story to capture the world's imagination. Despite the controversies, or perhaps because of them, the book was a landmark achievement. It made Dan Brown a household name. He became one of the most successful authors of our time. The novel's intricate plot, its fascinating puzzles, and its controversial themes created a perfect storm. It challenged readers to think. It encouraged them to question. It entertained them with a thrilling adventure. The Da Vinci Code was not just a book, it was an event. It left a lasting mark on popular culture. Section 6. The Architect of Intrigue Research and Real-World Canvases. Dan Brown is known for his meticulous research. This is a key part of his writing process. He spends a lot of time studying before he writes. He wants his novels to feel authentic. He delves into history, art, science, and secret societies. He reads many books and articles. He consults with experts in various fields. This dedication to research adds depth to his stories. Readers appreciate the level of detail in his books. It makes the fictional worlds he creates more believable. His research often takes him to fascinating real-world locations. These places become the settings for his novels. Think of Rome in Angels and Demons, or Paris and London in the Da Vinci Code, Florence and Venice in Inferno, Washington, D.C. in The Lost Symbol, Spain in Origin. Brown visits these cities. He explores the museums, churches, and landmarks. He wants to experience the atmosphere himself. This first-hand experience helps him describe the settings vividly. These real locations are like characters in his books. They are not just backdrops. They are integral to the plot. The history and art of these places provide clues. Robert Langdon often finds secrets hidden in plain sight. Brown's descriptions make readers feel like they are there. They can almost walk the ancient streets. They can almost touch the famous artworks. This is a powerful way to engage readers. It makes the adventure more immersive. It can also inspire readers to learn more about these places. The blend of fact and fiction is central to his appeal. Brown often says he provides a fictional story, but it is set against a backdrop of real history and real places. He uses real artworks, real documents, and real historical theories. Then he weaves his fictional plot around them. This technique sparks curiosity. It makes readers wonder what is true and what is made up. This blurring of lines is part of the fun. It encourages people to do their own research. It invites them to explore the mysteries he presents. Section 7. Robert Langdon, the symbologist who captured imaginations. Robert Langdon is the heart of Dan Brown's most famous novels. He is a Harvard University professor. His specialty is symbology and religious iconology. Langdon is not a typical action hero. He is an academic. He is intelligent, knowledgeable, and resourceful. He solves problems with his mind. He uses his deep understanding of symbols and history. This makes him a unique and appealing protagonist. Readers connect with his intellectual curiosity. They admire his ability to decipher complex codes. Langdon is often described as wearing a Harris tweed jacket. He has a Mickey Mouse watch. This watch is a reminder to stay young at heart. These little details make him feel real. He is brilliant but also slightly old-fashioned. He can be a bit claustrophobic. These human traits make him relatable. He is not a superhero. He is a normal man thrust into extraordinary situations. He must use his wits to survive. He must race against time to prevent catastrophes. The adventures of Robert Langdon take readers on thrilling journeys. He uncovers ancient conspiracies. He deciphers cryptic messages. He explores hidden chambers. He works alongside strong, intelligent female characters. These partners often bring their own expertise to the quest. Together, they navigate dangerous paths. They face powerful enemies. Langdon's quests are always high stakes. The fate of the world often hangs in the balance. This creates incredible suspense. Robert Langdon has become an iconic literary character. He is like a modern-day Indiana Jones, but with a focus on intellect. He has inspired many readers to learn more about art, history, and symbols. People are fascinated by the hidden meanings he uncovers. Langdon represents the power of knowledge. He shows that understanding the past can help us solve the problems of the present. His enduring popularity is a testament to Dan Brown's skill in creating a compelling hero. He is a guide through a world of secrets. Section 8. Shaping the thriller landscape. Brown's impact on readers and genre. Dan Brown has had a huge impact on the thriller genre. He created a new kind of thriller. It is often called the conspiracy thriller or puzzle thriller. His books blend history, art, codes, and secret societies. This formula has been very influential. Many other authors have tried to write similar types of stories. He showed that thrillers could be intelligent and educational. They could make readers think. They could also be incredibly entertaining. This was a fresh approach. His work brought new readers to the thriller genre. People who did not usually read thrillers picked up his books. They were drawn in by the mystery and the intellectual puzzles. His novels sparked conversations. They encouraged people to discuss history, religion, and art. Book clubs around the world chose his novels for discussion. This was a significant achievement. He made complex subjects accessible to a wide audience. He made learning feel like an adventure. This is a powerful legacy. Brown's success also changed the publishing industry. Publishers saw the huge appetite for this type of story. They started looking for more books that combined suspense with intellectual themes. His novels also boosted tourism. As mentioned before, cities and museums featured in his books saw more visitors. This shows the real-world impact of his fiction. He demonstrated that a well-told story could have far-reaching effects. His influence went beyond the bookstore shelves. Furthermore, his books often explore the tension between science and religion, or faith and reason. These are big, timeless questions. By tackling these themes in a popular format, he encouraged public debate. Some might agree with his ideas, others might disagree strongly. But the important thing is that people were talking, they were thinking about these deep issues. Dan Brown made thrillers a vehicle for exploring complex human concerns. He elevated the genre in many ways. Section 9. The Enduring Enigma, Dan Brown's Lasting Legacy. Dan Brown's journey is truly inspiring. He started as a teacher and a musician. He then became one of the best-selling authors in history. His success came from a unique vision. He combined his passion for codes, secrets, and history. He created stories that captivated millions. His path shows that creativity and perseverance can lead to great things. He was not an overnight success. He worked hard. He honed his craft with each book. His legacy includes the creation of Robert Langdon. This character has become a beloved figure in popular culture. Langdon's adventures continue to thrill readers. Brown's books have also sparked a greater interest in art, history, and symbology. People are more curious about the hidden meanings in the world around them. They want to explore museums and ancient sites. This thirst for knowledge is a wonderful gift. He has made learning exciting for so many. This is a powerful contribution. The controversies surrounding his work are also part of his legacy. They generated global discussions. They challenged people to examine their beliefs. While some criticized his interpretations, others found them fascinating. This ability to provoke thought is a mark of an influential writer. His stories stay with readers long after they finish the last page. They encourage questions. They inspire further reading and research. This active engagement is a sign of impactful storytelling. Dan Brown's influence on the thriller genre is undeniable. He carved out a unique niche. He showed that thrillers can be both intellectually stimulating and commercially successful. His formula of puzzles, real locations, and grand conspiracies has left a lasting mark. As of June 4, 2025, his books continue to be read and discussed. His work encourages us to look closer, to question what we see, and to always search for the truth hidden beneath the surface. His stories remind us that the world is full of mysteries waiting to be solved.